Hello, my horror movie peeps. Appreciate you clicking on this video. At this point, I have no idea who at all has interest in watching Scream 7. While yesterday we got the major shocking news that Melissa Barrera had been let go of Scream 7, our Sam Carpenter, today we also got the news that now Jenna Ortega, Tara Carpenter, has left Scream 7. This franchise is in shambles. And I honestly have zero interest now in seeing a Scream movie, which is something I never thought I would say out loud in my life. I'm going to be going into all the details here, but I need to hear from you guys. It's been about 24 hours since we last heard the shocking news. My excitement for the 7th film was already low, but after this, I'm just like, what is even the point anymore? Are you sad that we are now not going to get a continuation and finish of the Carpenter sisters? Is having Neve Campbell, Sidney Prescott returning as the main lead even something that would save it for you? Really, I'd love to hear it all down below. Again, keeping politics out of it and just speaking as movie fans, I'd really honestly like to hear what you say. Alright, so yes, yesterday I made a video breaking down the whole Melissa Barrera situation, but a lot has happened since that video. I mean, we've had the director of Scream 7, Christopher Landon, comment on the situation. We've had major backlash by the Scream fan community, fully in support of Melissa Barrera. I have yet to see even a handful of fans that are like happy that she's gone. Everybody seems to be pretty upset, and we were kind of just waiting to see Jenna Ortega, your move. We know you're pro-Palestine, and that's something that got Melissa Barrera fired just for speaking her open opinion on it. There was rumors that popped up this morning that Jenna Ortega was contacting her team to let the studio know she doesn't want to return for Scream 7, that she's willing to break her contract, and this was just rumors. It was literally just like started off on Facebook posts, but now Deadline here confirms it, and man, Hollywood is spinning this like crazy. So Deadline was the first to report it here, saying Jenna Ortega not returning for Scream 7 due to Wednesday's shooting schedule. And essentially what the article says here is that Jenna Ortega was never going to return to Scream 7. That in fact, months ago, before the Hollywood strike happened, there was already conversations that Jenna Ortega was just far too busy to be part of Scream 7 because of Wednesday and other opportunities in Hollywood, that she wasn't going to be part of it. In fact, if you read a little deeper, it also says she's willing to be part of Scream 7 if Spyglass offered her a little bit more money, but we know Spyglass. If an actress just happens to have the bravery to say, hey, I'm worth something in your franchise, can you pay me that worth? They're like, no thank you. Bye Jenna, bye Neve Campbell. But you gotta admit, the timing of this all is rather suspicious and is not a coincidence at all. I think even if Spyglass was willing to pay Jenna Ortega the money and they were gonna find the time in the schedule for her to be part of Scream 7, which we were already hearing rumors that Jenna Ortega's role wasn't even gonna be that big in the film because she is busy, there was still no way she was gonna be part of the film after what they did to Melissa Barrera and how they shoehorned her out of the franchise when Jenna Ortega also believes in the same thing. This just feels like an obvious PR stunt and way to spin it as in, oh no, it's not because of all this, controversial stuff. She's so popular. She's busy with Wednesday and Netflix. We don't want to bother her. We'll just try and make this Scream movie out of scraps. And well, this is where we are now. We have lost the Carpenter sisters as part of the Scream franchise, and I am devastated. Like, I was already heartbroken whenever I heard the news with Melissa Barrera, but after sleeping on it and seeing all the fan outcry, along with all of Melissa Barrera's past statements and her just being nothing but civil and a caring, sweet person, it just is so upsetting what they did to her. And with the way the franchise was heading, like, why would I have an interest to see a 7th movie? I love Jasmine Savoy Brown, I love Mason Gooding, but seeing only half of the core 4 return? That's not exciting. There was so much left to the Carpenter sisters storyline that I was like waiting to see. Like, we never even got the chance to meet the mom. Christina Carpenter was a character I was most looking forward to and being part of Scream 7 and that dynamic with the sisters and what that could mean for the franchise, the connection she maybe had with Sydney back in high school, like all of that setup, that lore you've built up, gone, useless, never going to be touched upon again. It's the way Spyglass has just killed the excitement for this new Scream movie amongst the majority of fans. Look, I don't blame you if you're still someone's like, yeah, but I mean, if Neve Campbell's back and she's a star, I guess I'll watch it. Look, I understand not everybody's as pissed at this situation as like me or other people, but for me personally, like, it really has gotten to a point now where tomorrow Spyglass can say, yep, Neve Campbell is our star. We gave her the money she deserves. And you know what? Matthew Lillard, Stu's coming back, guys. And yo, we worked out a deal with Universal. Michael Myers is going to cameo in the movie. my excitement would not go high for this movie. I have been begging for someone like Stu to come back, Matthew Lillard to be in that role, Neve Campbell to get her moment in the spotlight again, but after this, I just have a really, really bad taste in my mouth. I cannot fully see myself supporting and buying a ticket, giving my money to Spyglass after the BS they just pulled with these actresses. The statement Spyglass released, I don't even want to bother reading because it was extremely tone deaf and just entirely paints a bad picture of Melissa Barrera that is not accurate. Even the director, Christopher Landon, attempted to comment on the situation, and I know his heart was in the good place, and I'm not trying to blame him because this wasn't his decision. If it was up to him, I'm sure he wanted to have all the important Scream characters part of Scream 7. And he said here, this is my statement. Heartbreak emoji. Everything sucks. Stop yelling. This was not my decision to make. It's the stop yelling part that's kind of like, I don't know if you should have added that, Christopher Landon. Like, no, fans should not stop yelling. Fans should not stop being upset at what they did to Melissa Barrera because it's an injustice. But again, I'm not putting too much blame on him because I know this wasn't a decision he wanted to have happen to the movie. Like, the guy got the opportunity to direct a Scream movie. He's a gigantic horror fan. This was a dream come true. It'd be like if someone let me direct a Chucky or Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I'd be up and down. And then this behind the scenes drama happens. I really would not be surprised if Scream 7 just ends up getting canceled altogether. If this is just a headache that Spyglass doesn't want to deal with, that I just don't see how you spin this around to where people will be excited every time you announce something for this movie, whether it's a great actor or actress attached or this person possibly being the killer, or even a cool trailer. The conversation will always lead back to, look what you did to Melissa Barrera and how awful the studio heads are for this. And again, I just bring it back seeing all the immense support and outcry. The horror community and even Scream fans in general, it's a beautiful community. I love making Scream updates for you guys, talking about these movies with you guys, because y'all are amazing people. And it's even proven more so with just what's been happening online, the petitions, the outcries, everything. People are not only wanting to boycott Scream 7, but they're looking at Spyglass's previous works, and man, they put out some bangers. They had the Hellraiser movie on Hulu, they had the Thanksgiving movie I just really enjoyed, the Scream franchise. Like, they were literally set to have my money for all of time if they kept producing that kind of fun horror movies, and now I don't feel right wanting to talk about these films and celebrate them. There's still like a 2% hope in my heart that like Spyglass will come out, apologize for the situation, rehire the sisters, make the 7th movie the way they intended, because now they're definitely working that entire script. Your 2 lead stars are now gone from the movie. You're not telling me we're getting the same Scream 7 we were about to get a couple of months ago. This script is entirely getting reworked, and I fully bet they're going to throw a truckload at Neve Campbell because she's the only thing that would keep a hardcore fan base of the Scream people. And again, I want to make it clear, I'm not calling you a bad person or saying you're wrong. If you still are excited and want to support Scream 7 and see it because of Neve Campbell, I get it, man. These are movies we love. They bring us comfort. You want to watch them. I don't think anybody should shame anybody for wanting to see one of their favorite film franchise. Heck, I'm always someone that's always like, oh, come on, boycotting a movie, that's so dumb. But this is one of those times where like it really hits me and it makes me mad. All I do know is the only way you'll have the entire fan base again by your side is if it's another studio making these movies. And I don't mean Paramount. I mean Spyglass not being attached. Because I do want to mention, for a lot of people, you know, yelling at Paramount, they're just the distributors. People have reached out to Paramount to comment on this situation. And Paramount has just been saying it's all Spyglass's decision. We have nothing to do with it. So we'll really have to see. Maybe they reboot the franchise now. Or maybe somewhere 10 years down the line, we do get a new owner and they pick up the story again and try to start a new trilogy. It's so funny to me that this is like a Scream curse. You know, Scream 4 was supposed to be the start of a new trilogy, Wes Craven and Kevin Williamson, a trilogy I desperately wanted to see, but sadly that didn't happen. Then we thought we were about to get it here with Scream 5, 6, and 7, and now it looks like 7 is dead in its tracks, and they're gonna have to start fresh. No way you can coherently tell us a good narrative going from Scream 6 to 7 with a brand new star, a brand new cast, a brand new idea and story. So I don't know, it's a devastating as Scream fans. This is never the thing I want to talk about and discuss. I just want to enjoy these movies. And I know after things cool down and we get more details, maybe I'll start to get slightly excited for it because it is Scream and Ghostface after all. But right now, the bad taste in my mouth just makes me want nothing to do with this movie. I throw throw it off to you guys. You hear all these news and the aftermath of it, the outcry from fans. What do you think should happen? I'd love to hear it all down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.